think there's already been some whispers around, but it's a formal announcement that our great partnership with Tasmania, with the City of Hobart, with this amazing ground, Blunston Arena, and with TT Line and the Spirit of Tasmania, local government, state government, to extend our current arrangement to play games of footy at this incredible venue for another 5 years has been formalised today. The beauty of this particular announcement is it's not just to bring an elite product to this ground, and we've been doing that for a while with North Melbourne obviously playing games here at Blunston Arena. That's going to continue, but it's also an unbelievable academy that will burgeon out of this extension. That academy will see young boys and girls have an elite talent pathway to play at the elite level, starting with 11-year-olds, and that'll happen very quickly in the near future. So I think that's enormously exciting. And also a community extension we have at Arden Street, the Huddle, which through the Scanlon Foundation is best practice in the AFL. In fact, we would strongly argue best practice in Australian sport, and that will be brought down to Tasmania as well. None of this would be possible without the incredible support we get from TT Line and the Spirit of Tasmania. Mike Granger, as the chairman, has been an incredible friend of ours through this whole process. And Mike, I know you, well, I suspect you're almost as happy as we are about all of this.
We're over the moon. This is a great result for the state of Tasmania. It secures the relationship that we've built up with North Melbourne over the years for the next 5 years, to play 3 games a year in the capital city. Everyone's looking forward to it. It's a fantastic news story. It gets TT Line into the target audiences of Victoria, including rural Victoria and rural New South Wales and South Australia. So it's just a great result all round, and we're just over the moon that we've put this deal together. It's been really fundamentally put together by our CEO Bernard Dwyer and the CEO of North Melbourne, Carl Delena. They've been working tirelessly for a number of months now, trying to come to an agreement, and they haven't always agreed, but they finally got the job done, and we're very, very happy that that this is going ahead.
Never in doubt this deal, James?
Not from our point of view. I've said many times, and I'm very happy to repeat it again, in my 10 years now as a director and 9 years as the chairman of the North Melbourne Footy Club, this is by far the best thing we've done. It has just been outstanding. The people of southern Tasmania, the people of Hobart, which is such a beautiful city, have welcomed us into their family so completely. I think we're 7,000 plus members now in Tassie. Every time we come down here, this amazing stadium's full or as good as. It's been a bit of a fortress for us. We've been able to win 8 of our 10 games down here, I think it is so far. So there's not one thing about playing football in this part of the world that hasn't been absolutely superb for our club. So we were very, very keen for it to continue. We always thought it would, and with good people like Mike and Spirit of Tasmania, and also local and state government and the AFL, we were always really confident it was going to work.
What's the difference here? I guess you went to Sydney before, you've been to Canberra. Why has Hobart worked for you?
Well, I can't talk to those previous things because I wasn't involved in the club at the time, but I think the main thing is your family growth, and it's very, very hard for established Melbourne clubs to grow because your size really is what it is. So we always looked at this part of Tasmania and knew how rusted on the football fans were in Hobart. You know, it's an incredibly passionate place for footy anyway, Tassie. And we thought, well, Hawthorn do a great job in the north, but AFL footy's not down here in the south. I, in a past life, embarrassed myself as a cricketer here, so I knew the ground anyway. So I just thought there's such a great opportunity with great people to bring AFL footy here. We did. It was an instant success, and it's just got better and better. So, as I say, I don't really want to talk to what's happened in the past because I wasn't around, but I know that from day one this has been an unqualified success.
How big is tonight's opportunity, James? I mean, you're on show in front of everyone under lights here.
Oh, it's brilliant, and credit to the AFL, you know, for scheduling this game. I mean, we have, and we might, very strongly pushed for 2 Melbourne clubs as often as possible, and the blockbusters as we call them. And it's not always possible. You know, the fixture's the hardest thing the AFL really have to put together. So we've had some really good games down here, of course, over the last 4 or 5 years. But tonight, to have the Friday night lights on this game, to have an amazing opponent like Richmond with really rich Tasmanian heritage, it's a huge opportunity. Full house, or as good as. They're in good shape, won the last 3, so you know, we'll have our work cut out tonight. But I think to have the nation's focus on Hobart is just absolutely brilliant, and credit to, as I say, the AFL for putting the schedule together.
And in terms of the academy, can you outline where they'll be based and how soon we can see them up and running?
Well, the detail of that's going to be spoken to by Carl, our CEO, and Simon. But it'll be, as I said, 11-year-old boys and girls, statewide, and really what we're hoping is that the elite pathway that is necessary for young kids to end up playing not only in the AFL, but I mean the women's league that's coming in is incredibly exciting and is just going to grow. It's going to explode, in fact. So, for young Tassie girls and boys to be able to get suddenly into academy programs where, their skill base is extended, but also training programs, diet, all the things that end up spitting you out as an unbelievably good, accomplished footballer, has probably not been here to date. It's going to be very quickly, and I think that'll be an amazing addition to what we're already doing.
James, some concerning news about the coach in the past 24 hours. Can you just elaborate on what's happened?
Yeah, he was on his way to the airport, had a viral sort of infection that he started feeling bad, and then that got worse. So he turned around, went home. The club doctor immediately went around to see him and was concerned enough for him to be admitted to hospital, where he had ongoing treatment. Not here now. Darren Crocker will take over the coaching of the team tonight, which will be fine. He's done it before, and our structures are really strong in that sense, so we don't have any issue with that. But our concern is obviously with an enormously important member of our footy club family, and we hope he's going to be okay. Whenever you hear virus of any type, you don't like it. So it's absolutely appropriate that he's where he is and getting the best treatment.
Look, this is a wonderful day for footy followers in Tasmania and indeed for our state. I think it's wonderful that we're able to make this announcement today, just before a blockbuster game here at Bellerive, and it's wonderful to have such a strong fixture and a great showcase of the sport in our state. But importantly, this deal is so much more than just football games. There are very strong commitments now from North Melbourne to enhance their presence in the state, to engage with our communities right across Tasmania. And the AFL is setting a very clear direction for the future of football in Tasmania, which includes better pathways for young Tasmanians to develop, and also the opportunity for more women to participate in this sport.
Gil, exciting for AFL footy in the south of Tassie.
Yeah, it is, James, and I want to thank clearly Mike Granger and your team at TT Line. I want to thank the Premier and his colleagues for their support. It does feel like a groundbreaking day for football in Tasmania, and I'm thrilled to be standing here in this beautiful redeveloped oval, announcing or being part of a series of significant announcements that now, with Hawthorn locked in the north, and now the North Melbourne Kangaroos committed down here for 5 years, but in a partnership that actually doesn't just deliver at the elite, it's at the base as well. The Premier talked that and others, but we'll be launching an academy with the Kangaroos as a partner right across the state. Be in the coming weeks over 1,000 people run through that in Launceston, Hobart, and I think Ulverston. They'll involve boys and girls. They'll be establishing over the coming weeks a pathway for female participants right up to the elite, and hopefully outlining a pathway through to the National Women's League, but that'll be sort of in the middle of this month after it's gone to the board. Clearly the huddle and other initiatives from North Melbourne. So it's a deep partnership, not only at the elite and at the community, and with new leadership at AFL Tasmania. Robert Ord's here today. I think he actually started this morning. He's now other guys coming on board in the coming weeks. A clear plan outlined through the Garlic report, and again we'll make that public, an executive summary in the coming weeks. We really wanted Robert to own that and to push that out. New funding coming through the AFL budget process in the middle of the year. It feels like a sort of start of a new dawn of football in Tasmania. We're incredibly committed to this market. We have a clear plan now from the grassroots right up to the elite, and I'm thrilled to be here and thank everyone for their support.
I want to just say this though quickly to talk to your point then, Gil. It always staggers me that there's any remote sense of negativity around what happens with AFL footy in this state. You've got the reigning Premier, in fact the team that won the last 3 premierships, playing footy in the north, and you've got the #1 ranked team in the competition playing footy here. So I think the Tasmanian people are pretty well looked after when it comes to enjoying an elite product, and maybe we should focus on that a little more and forget about any of the other ifs or buts that surround what is, I think, just an unbelievably exciting thing for all Tasmanians to enjoy when the elite product comes down here. So I think we should probably stop every now and then and recognise the fact that the 2 teams that call our home here, Will, are pretty bloody good.
The other thing I'd say is we're bringing, the CEO of Channel 7, the head of Channel 7 Victoria is with us tonight, and they've brought their wives. We're coming down with us. This is a great place to come for visitors. So it's exciting for Tassie, but it's exciting for people like me and Timor and others to come down here and have a great weekend in Tasmania. We're going to Mona tomorrow. We're having dinner in town tomorrow night, and people are excited. This is not just a great football town and with great excitement about it, but it's a great place to come, and it's clearly part of the AFL landscape. And tonight's a historic evening, first Friday night, but it's just part of a bigger story.
I think it's tipped to be one of the coldest matches, a few degrees tonight. We know from your polo days you've got a quite expansive wardrobe. Have you packed accordingly tonight?
I tell you what, I'm not going to be sooking behind the glass like Brayshaw will be. I'll be out. I've got my thermals. I actually got a little number for you tonight. I've got a jacket that I think's going to be, it'll make its way onto.
When you're as horrendously conceited as you are, it doesn't surprise me that you've gone with an alternative jacket.
Are you going to sit out the front with me?
I'll start out there. If it gets cold enough, I might wander in.